Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Captain's Log. It's the 25th of August and it's about 3:30 in the morning. I'm at my second stop of the night. It's a two-trailer night. I got one more stop on this trailer, then I have to go back to our warehouse, pick up another trailer, and then take a load to Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Right now we're in a place called Dodgeville, Wisconsin. I've been here before, but it's this particular store that I'm delivering to doesn't receive until 4 a.m. So I gotta sit here and wait for a few minutes. So I thought I'd take a quick minute or two to give you an update on my progress as an owner operator. As we talked in previous episodes, it's not been all sunshine and roses. I've had a bunch of ups and downs, but right now things appear to be going pretty good. It's been 2 full months in a couple of days, and in those uh, past few weeks here, things have been looking pretty steady as far as income goes, and I haven't had a lot of um, issues with my truck. I think I'm starting to develop an issue with the turbo. I've noticed that climbing any kind of small little hill, even with a light load, I'm losing some power. So I'm gonna probably have to take it in and get it checked out. Luckily, I don't know if it's luckily or not, but I chose to buy an extended warranty, and normally I don't. I generally discourage anyone from buying any kind of extended warranty, especially on things like electronics. You go now to the store to buy a DVD, and they will ask if you want a protection plan on the DVD. And most of the time, well, I would say 99% of the time, it's just a straight rip off, goes right into the pocket of the person selling whatever the item was, or some kind of incentive for that person. But because this is my first foray into being an owner operator, and I didn't have a lot of disposable cash to keep on hand in case I had some kind of issue, I went ahead and bought a warranty, and the warranty covers the turbo. It's called the engine and critical components warranty. So basically, anything engine related should be covered under the warranty, and um, I have to deal with the warranty people before I take it to the shop, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's the way they want it. So if I have some kind of issue, I have to call them and get approval before I take it to a shop and have it looked at. So I go home uh, Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, and I think I'm going to have to make an appointment for the shop to take a look at the turbo. Uh, I don't know if that's the problem, uh, but it's as a good of guess as I can make. Uh, I'm not real well versed in mechanics and engines and things like that. And generally, when you're losing power in one of these trucks, that's generally what's going on. Or you could have some things like bad fuel injectors or fuel pump, but on flat level ground, she hauls just fine. It's when I'm going up grades, you're gonna lose momentum going up a grade, and you're gonna have to downshift. But I'm not carrying a heavy load, and I'm downshifting from basically ninth, eighth gear all the way down to fifth, and that's excessive. Normally, when you're going down that low, you're carrying an extremely heavy load up a long, steep grade, and these aren't really long grades. They're more like just a couple hundred yards up a little hill, and I'm losing power. So that will be my suspicion, and hopefully, um, if I'm right and I can get this turbo changed out, that won't cause any financial hardship to me. I think there might be some kind of maybe a deductible, but I'm not sure about. How to look at the contract, but so far everything is going pretty good. Psycho, my cat, has really taken to being in the truck. she almost hates to go home. It's funny. I know she really hates to be in her crate, and um, I don't leave her in the crate, obviously, in the truck. But when we're transitioning from the truck to the house, I usually take a taxi cab home, and she has to go in her crate, and she really doesn't like it. And when she knows it's time to go back to work, because I get the crate up, and she goes and hides. But I'll put her in the crate, and then I'll take her with me to the truck. And as soon as I open the crate in the truck, she jumps out and jumps up on the bed and is like super happy. So I think she's just got some kind of aversion to being in her crate. She did have her annual checkup, which was just about 2 weeks ago, and she got a clean bill of health. Um, so she's doing really good for a 10.5-year-old cat. Uh, so hopefully she'll continue to do well. I take good care of her. She eats good quality food. When I first started doing this with this new company, before I switched into being an owner operator, the company didn't allow me to have her. So she was at home by herself for a week. And I could tell when I got home that she was really kind of depressed and lonely. And I bought an automated feeder to make sure she always had uh, food and a giant 2 gallon, not 2 gallon, 2 quart automatic waterer. So she always had food and water. And I felt so bad leaving her at the house, for the week at a time. So when I finally got my truck, the first time I got home, she got in the truck, and that was when we did the very first episode, which was about 2 months ago now. So, but in that time, she gained about 2 pounds, which doesn't seem like a lot for a human, but she's a cat, and I'm trying to keep her down to between 9 and 10 pounds, and she got up to almost 13 pounds. So I took her um, to the vet's office, and when she got weighed, she was down to 10.5 pounds. So we're doing good. I get her down another pound, get her about 9.5 pounds, which is a really healthy weight for her, and hopefully she'll be my companion for many years to come. I've had her since she was a kitten, so she might even want to come say hello. She's chasing something around here, a fly or something. Come here. Want to come say hi? Yeah, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Oh, so there she is. My traveling companion. You seen the bumper stickers that says "Dog is my co-pilot"? Well, Cat is my co-pilot. My attack cat. I had a mechanic at our shop jump in the truck the other day when I was doing my monthly safety inspection, and she kind of stared him down. It was kind of funny. So that's my progress so far. Two full months as an owner operator. Ups and downs. More ups recently. When I first started, I had a couple of bad bad issues pop up that cost me a lot of time and a lot of money. So hopefully everything will continue to improve. I did mention that I'm a pilot, and I had mentioned before that I've been missing getting in an airplane, mostly because I had eye surgery last fall, and I was having some issues with my vision, so I wasn't flying. And then when my vision finally stabilized, I had a bunch of problems. I had to keep canceling my scheduled flights because of bad weather. So what I wound up doing is not flying since October of last year. So almost just about 9 months with not being in an airplane. So I made an appointment with a flight instructor, and him and I went out on last Friday morning. Pretty nice day, good weather all around. We were originally scheduled to go to a different airport that was about 50 miles away, but we canceled that because of fog. So we wound up going to a different airport to the west, which was clear, and went and did a couple of did a landing there, and then came back to our main airport and landed the airplane at the new airport. And he told me that for not flying for that amount of time, he says that I'm a what did he say? I still got it. Is what he said. He said you still got it. So my first landing was nice. I greased her right onto the runway, but my second one was kind of rough. I kind of bounced it a little bit. It was my own fault for coming with got a little too slow, add a little too much power, and then of course when you're trying to land, you want to have as little amount of power as possible just to glide it right onto the runway. And unfortunately, I had a little bit too much power and bounced it a little bit. So all in all, not a bad day. What I wanted to actually do was go practice some skills on some maneuvers that I would consider essential, and they're part of the private pilot testing program, and they're required maneuvers. And just like anything, it's if you don't use it, you lose it. But the airplane we were flying just had its engine overhauled. Which is a standard maintenance procedure with engines. After so many hours, they get overhauled, and it's in its break-in period. So I couldn't do some of the things I want to do that require a lot of abrupt and substantial power changes. You want to keep the temperature of the engine kind of at a consistent level, and doing the maneuvers that I want to do with some stalls and some steep turns and some slow flight where it takes a lot of power. It seems kind of silly to the non-pilot, but it takes a lot more power to fly slow. And it's one of those things that's kind of counterintuitive, but because of the engine being in its break-in period, we couldn't do those kind of maneuvers. So we're actually going to go out this coming Friday, which is today is Tuesday morning, so about 2.5 days from now, Friday morning, and we're going to take a different airplane, and we're going to go practice those maneuvers. And I told him that I think I'm just want to get just a little bit more time with him just to make sure that everything's good. And as of right now, everything is fine. But it's one of those things that you gotta keep practicing, because it's like anything, is you don't use it, it's a perishable skill, they say, like a foreign language or math. For someone who hasn't taken math for years and years and years, and then you have to start doing math again, it can be kind of difficult to get back into it. So that's my immediate plan for the next couple of weeks. And then once my truck issue is fixed, and I don't have to spend any money, hopefully, I'm going to go finish my checkout in the High Performance Complex airplane, which is a Cessna 182, which has a 230 horsepower motor and has retractable landing gear. So it's a lot more complicated than the Cessna 172 and the Cessna 152 I'm flying. And then once I finish that checkout, I'm going to go and do my multi-engine rating. So I'll be able to fly an airplane with 2 engines. And there's a joke in the aviation world that says, how far will that second engine take you? And the answer is always to the scene of the crash. So multi-engine training stresses flying a twin-engine airplane with only 1 engine, because it really hampers the performance of the airplane when you lose half your power. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm studying pretty hard right now for my instrument rating written test, and then probably next spring, once the weather starts warming up and we actually poke our noses into the clouds, start hardcore doing my instrument training. So that's what's coming up for me. On our next episode, I think we'll kind of maybe review the pre-trip portion of the skills test. And there's, like we mentioned before, has 120 something different points, and hopefully everything will make sense to the non-CDL driver. and hopefully you'll enjoy it. I don't have a trucker slang today because today is really just an update. So on that note, have a wonderful day. I gotta go into make my delivery here in a couple minutes, and then hopefully we'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching.